Good morning, everyone. Today we will see the topic cesarean section. The actual steps we will see in the class. And now we will see some important points about cesarean section. So, what is cesarean section? It is an operative procedure where after the end of 28 weeks, the fetus is delivered through an incision on abdominal and uterine walls. Means it is an operative procedure where fetus after the end of 28 weeks is delivered uh, through an incision on abdominal and uterine wall. Means it is an some operative interference, some operative procedure is done. The cut is given on abdomen and uterine wall, and the fetus is extracted through this opening after the end of 28 weeks. When it is done after the end of 28 weeks, then it is called as cesarean section. What are the factors for rising cesarean section rate? So factors for rising cesarean section rate, the first one is rising incidence of primary cesarean and delivery. Generally, so many females they don't want the labor pain. The pain is severe, so they don't want to go through this labor pain, and they prefer for the cesarean delivery. So nowadays there is a rising incidence of primary cesarean delivery. So many other causes are also there, but this might be the reason. And the second one is identification at the risk fetus before term. Means risk factors are identified for the fetus and for the mother also. Identification of high risk for high risk pregnancy. Means whenever the life of the mother is also at stake, life of the fetus is at stake, then the cesarean section is indicated. Then wider use of repeated cesarean section. Again, means repeatedly cesarean section is done. Means if at all first is done, second is also cesarean done. Again, rising rates of induction of labor. Induction of labor, as we had already discussed the topic. So, if at all the induction of labor is there and failure of induction will occur, then cesarean section has to be done. Decline in operative vaginal procedures like forceps delivery, vacuum delivery. These are less used nowadays. And again, manipulative delivery means the version we had seen like external or internal version. These manipulative methods are not used, and cesarean delivery is used. Then decline in the vaginal breech delivery. Increased number of women after the 30 years of age, they are getting pregnancy. Then the number of cesarean sections are increasing. Adoption of small family norms. Neither the obstetrician nor patients are ready to accept any risk for abnormal labor. And that is what the patient and the doctor both want the safety, so they are going for the cesarean section. Again, wider use of electronic fetal monitoring, and now fetal distress can be diagnosed very easily. And so, to minimize this and to save the life of the fetus, cesarean section is usually done. Fear of litigation in obstetric practice. If at all vaginal delivery is done and some problem occurs, then to avoid this problem, this cesarean section is generally may be done. Cesarean delivery on maternal request, that we had already seen. If at all any female doesn't want to undergo the pain and the stress of the vaginal delivery, then she will request for cesarean section, and in such cases cesarean is done. What are the absolute indications of cesarean section? In absolute in the indications, vaginal delivery whenever not possible, then the cesarean is done. Cesarean is needed even in cases of IUDs whenever the vaginal is not indicated, then cesarean is done. Now some cases like placenta previa, central placenta previa, that is complete third degree placenta previa is there, then cesarean has to be done. All these indications we had already seen. We have to clump it up in one point, like placenta previa, contracted pelvis, parapelvic disproportion, any pelvic mass causing obstruction, like obstructed labor, CA cervix, advanced cases of CA cervix, any vaginal obstructions like atresia, stenosis. In such cases, cesarean section has to be done. Relative indications, vaginal delivery may be possible, but there may be risk for the mother or the fetus, baby, both. Either risk to both, or either risk to mother or to the baby if vaginal delivery is done. Then cesarean is indicated. Such indications are called as relative indications, and in that cerebropelvic disproportion, previous cesarean section, whenever the first section has been done, then second section has to be done. Now, reassuring, non-reassuring fetal heart means fetus is at stress. Whenever the fetal distress is there, then cesarean is indicated. Again, dystocia, shoulder dystocia, we had already seen. It will cause the labor to be obstructed and prolonged, and the mother will be at stress. And again, the fetus life will be also at the stress, and it might the dystocia might be because of the large baby, a small pelvis, or the inefficient uterine contractions might be there. Like we had seen tonicity of uterus, like the uterus is generally hypotonic, uterine inertia. In such cases, the cesarean section is indicated. Antepartum hemorrhage like placenta previa, abruptio placenta cases are there. And then you have to do cesarean section. Again, malpresentation like breech, shoulder, bro presentation. Then we have to do for cesarean section. Failed surgical induction. Whenever the induction of labor is failed, then there is indication for cesarean section. Bad obstetric history. If at all a female is having history of recurrent fetal loss, then no chance has to be taken and cesarean is done. Again, hypertensive disorder. Whenever generally preeclampsia is severe, or in cases of eclampsia, anti-seizure therapy and cesarean has to be done. Again, gynecological disorders and the medical disorders like diabetes, existing hypertension, heart disease, mechanical obstructions like carcinoma cervix or any pelvic tumor, vesicovaginal fistula. In such cases, cesarean is done. Common indications of cesarean section. So, in common indications, whenever the patient is primary gravida, whenever all the indications for the vaginal delivery is failed, then such cases cesarean has to be done. Fetal distress is there, then already all the points we had already seen, like CPD is there, shoulder dystocia is there, dysfunctional uterine action is there, malposition, malpresentation is there. In primary, then cesarean is indicated. In multi, previous cesarean is there, APH is there, malpresentation is there. Then there will be indication for the cesarean section. Again, the procedure we will see in the class in detail. Now we will go for the post-operative care. So, what is the post-operative care? In first 24 hour observation should be done. For first 24 hours, patient should be uh, uh, kept under observation. First 6 to 8 hours are very important. Generally, the patient's TPR BP has to be monitored. Bleeding amount should be monitored. For vaginal bleeding, that should be monitored. Again, if there any problem, any pain, lower in uterine region, a patient is having any major problem, then that has to be looked for. Then fluid balance should be maintained, like ringus lactate solution is generally administered, and a blood transfusion if at all patient is anemic, then it should be given as per depending on the HB percent. Oxytocin, like oxytocin drip, is generally given 5 units maximum is given intravenous. If at all given, it should be given very slowly, and if at all given intramuscularly, then you can give it. Like methadone injection, IM is given immediately after cesarean delivery. Again, analgesics should be given as patient will be in much pain because of the cut given on the abdominal wall and the uterine wall. So, pethidine in hydrochloride is the drug generally used. Again, antibiotics, metronidazole and cephalosporin group is generally indicated and given generally for 5 to 7 days after the cesarean section. Ambulation, patient can sit on bed and even get out of the bed to evacuate the bladder if at all. She is encouraged to do all these things if at all possible. within first 24 hours, so that she can manage her own things by her own. Then and again, if at all ambulation is done earlier, then it will prevent the complication like deep venous thrombosis, and the chances of pulmonary embolism will be minimized, so that her life can be saved. So ambulation is having its own importance after any surgery. Again, baby is put to the breast within 3 to 4 hours after the cesarean, and mother is generally stabilized with antibiotics and basically pain relievers, so that she can give the feeding to the baby. On the day one, basically water and some plain and some light diet is given, and the bowel habit sound is observed, and oral feeding is given on the day one. And by the end of day one, uh, then, if at all bowel sound appears, then light diet should be given on the day two. Bowel care is taken, lactose solution if at all she is having any constipation, and if at all she is having any problem with the bowel, then it has to be treated. And day 5 to day 6, stitches has to be removed generally of between fifth to seventh day whenever they get dry. Proper dressing is done immediately after cesarean to heal the wound. Proper nutrition is given after the second day of the cesarean section, and patient is generally discharged after 1 week is the common period. Somewhere the patient is discharged after the 5 days of the procedure. So this is about the cesarean section. If you are having any query, please mention in the comment box. I will try to resolve it. Thank you. Thank you very much.